Hey everyone, Megan Olivi here in Las Vegas, and I am joined by one of the stars of the co-main event, Brock Lesnar, who takes on Mark Hunt this Saturday night at UFC 200. Brock, it's been a while since we've seen you. About 2011 since you last stepped foot inside the Octagon. Talk to me about how that last appearance really affected you. Did you find yourself dwelling on what happened in the Octagon?
Yeah, I found myself being haunted for 5 years, wanting to get back inside the cage and kind of be a competitor again. Diverticulitis defeated me and kind of took a lot of the fight out of me. My last fight with Alistair, I was already trying to recover, and I got back inside the Octagon, like 4 months after my surgery. So I didn't really give my body time to heal, nor my mind, because it took a lot out of me. You got to regain your confidence. You got to regain your composure. And for most of my life, I went through life living the warrior code that I'm indestructible. And when you get defeated by something other than a human being, it humbled you. It humbled me. And so it took a number of years for me to gain my confidence back and gain my athleticism back, and the mind is about a powerful thing, and once you get your mind back, your body tends to follow, and that's where I'm at right now.
And that drove you to pick up the phone, call Dana White and say, I want to get back in there and compete?
Yeah, it was now or never. It was if you're going to do it, do it before it slips away. It's been 5 years and it's been a long time. I feel great. I feel like a kid again. I feel really good. I'm excited about this, and training camp has gone so well. Everything's just great. Everything's lining up.
Let's talk about this event on Saturday night. It is UFC 200, a historic card. You were on a historic card in UFC 100. Was that something you wanted to make sure you were able to do, be on both these cards?
No, it's just the way it happened, really, because I wasn't sure, legally and contractually how things were going to fall into place. I just wanted to step inside the Octagon in the near future, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be 200 or in New York City. So, it's just kind of the way it happened.
200 was decided on. Mark Hunt was decided on as your opponent. Talk to me about that matchup in terms of what you knew about Mark Hunt before you accepted the fight and what you know about him now as the day is near.
I've watched Mark fight and all the heavyweights in the division, and so I knew that when I approached Dana that he wasn't. It's the UFC. I've never turned down a fight, and I knew that he was going to propose me somebody with credentials, and there's really in the heavyweight division, you can pick any foe, and it's a huge threat. This is the best of the best, and so when he said Mark Hunt, I was like, okay, and we all know Mark Hunt's a heavy hitter. And he's beatable too. All right, so the guy, it's not like the guy's hasn't been knocked out or hasn't been beat. I'm sure he's going to be looking for the big knockout, and I'll be watching for it and try to defend that. And I'm not scared to get in. I'm not scared to get hit by Mark Hunt. I got confidence in my striking abilities too. So we'll see. I don't know where this fight's going to end up, but I went over this fight a million times in my head, and my hands raised at the end of this fight.
Different outcomes every time you go over? Like, is there a submission? Is there a knockout?
Yeah,
is there a
you know
decision?
how you just, as an athlete, you visualize. I think the great athletes, can sit down and visually. It's been a huge part of my career is visualization of how things can unfold in not only in my NCAA career or prior winning the UFC heavyweight championship. Just, but you're always one punch away from, not visualizing that coming. Right. So, you got to be well prepared for anything.
Are you a guy that studies tape every night?
I'm not a huge tape guy, but this camp, I did watch probably more than I have in previous years, just to find my rhythm on my feet, and so. Yeah, I feel really, really comfortable about this fight. I'm not I feel really good.
I want to talk to you about training camp. A relatively shorter camp than maybe most fighters would take to prepare for such a big fight. Did that affect you at all?
I think it was, no, I really, in the back of my mind, like, I'm still working for the WWE and still staying in shape and still, you know, having lots of respect for my body and wanting to compete every day. And so I never really stepped away from working out or exercise or anything like that. So it wasn't real hard transition for me to get in from pro wrestling shape to be an Ultimate Fighter shape, you know?
Did you just add some sparring in here and there then?
Yeah, no, it's a little more complicated than that. But I mean, it's not like I've been sitting on the couch for 5 years and you know, I'm not to say it wasn't hard, but if I had been sitting on the couch for 5 years, it'd be next to impossible.
So what does a day in the life of your training camp look like?
Ironically, it's pretty simple. This camp, our slogan was "Keep it simple, keep it fun," and that's what we did. And we trained out in the woods, and we had a really good time. I had a great group of guys, and we just kept it fun. But we did battle, and there were days where you know, it wasn't so fun, but we pretended like it was. So. But yeah, no, it's pretty simple. My life is really simple. I'm not a bells and whistle guy. It's pretty simple. My family comes first, and I don't need to put it out there.
Up in Canada now.
Hey.
Yeah. What is that like up there for you? Why did you just decide?
I got it in before you did.
Yeah, you did. You did.
It's simple. It's good old country living. You know, kind of like how I grew up, and that's how I wanted to raise my kids. You know, just out in the country. I want my kids to know what an honest day work is, you know, from sun up to sundown. I want them to earn their keep. I want them to, you know, I don't want to give my kids anything that I didn't have to work for, you know, because I think, anyway, I could go into a long spiel, but I just think that my school of hard knocks growing up, I wouldn't change a thing, and because it made me who I am today, and my kids are not going to have a silver spoon, and I think they're just better kids that way.
What was your family's reaction when you said you were thinking about returning to the UFC?
I've had a lot of support, lots of support from everybody. It's been really nice, and everybody said if that's what you want to do, then we're behind you, you know. And I've got the greatest, my friends, my coaching staff. When I picked up the phone and everybody, you know, they couldn't get there fast enough, and it's just, it was really overwhelming.
You mentioned that you are still working for the WWE, and then you said on the conference call that you arm wrestled Vince McMahon to let you be able to do this.
That's a joke, you know.
No, I know. What really was that conversation like when you said, hey, this is something that I still have inside me that I want to see through?
Well, it's the devil's in the details, in the language of, you know, so I mean, it's not complicated when you have the right, you know, people that understand your contracts and understand your life, and so that really boils down to it, you know. I mean, and Vince giving me the nod to be able to do this. I have great respect for the man, and I think he has a greater respect for Brock Lesnar after I walked out in 2004 and went on to become UFC heavyweight champion. We're both older, more mature, and it's water under the bridge, and I think he knows that a happy Brock Lesnar is easier to work with than a Brock Lesnar that's not.
You have accomplished something in two different organizations that most people can never do. You've been the UFC heavyweight champion, you're a WWE superstar with tons of accolades. What is it about you that allowed you to accomplish not one, but two of those things in one lifetime?
I don't know. I think I really, as a young kid, I felt different. I felt like I wanted more, and I think my drive to be great has given me the accomplishments that I've gotten. And not only that, not being scared of putting the work in, not being scared of sticking my neck out, not being scared to get up and do the things that other people don't want to do. And I think that's really what separated me. And not only that, God's gifted me with, great looks and one hell of a body, and that helps.
It sure does,
I
right?
mean, when you got,
I know, I feel the same way.
When you got this going on, girl, I thank the Lord every day. It's who knows. I work. You should just try to work, and I think have a good business sense. And I've made bad decisions, and I've failed fast in areas, and I think that's key too. I know what I'm good at. I know what I'm not good at, and I don't know, and just have fun with it. I'm an athlete, and I've been able to put food on my family's table being an athlete, and so I'm fortunate.
We are fortunate that you're returning to the Octagon. Brock, thank you so much for sitting down and talking to me today. Really appreciate it. Best of luck to you on Saturday night.
Thank you very much.
Brock Lesnar takes on Mark Hunt in the co-main event of UFC 200, live from Las Vegas on Saturday night.